All right, let's just get straight into it today. Woman accused of setting man's car on fire. In Madison, Wisconsin, a woman accused of setting fire to a car and damaging it, according to a release by the Madison Police Department. According to the release, a witness reported that a woman armed with a baseball bat broke out the vehicle's windows before dousing it with gasoline and setting it on fire. Who might know? Okay, so just because there were witnesses, they took a video. Let's check out the video. Yeah, that's gonna hurt in the morning. Now you can't see the ethnicity or anything of the woman. She has on a mask, gloves, hoodie. She's totally configured. So I was curious, like, what does this woman look like? And here we go, Miss Kelly Hayes. Now, I was like, yo, what type of behavior is this? So the first thing I saw is she was from Chicago, and it just made perfect sense to me all of a sudden. I was like, oh, figures. And I want to get back to that. I want to get back to the Chicago connection. The second thing that I noticed was she had an inspirational slogan in the back of her profile pic. And I was examining it, and I actually went to her page and I clicked on it because I wanted to see what it says. And it says, always pray to have eyes that see the best in people, a heart that forgives the worst, a mind that forgets the bad, and a soul that never loses faith in God. Good Christian woman, right? So here's how forgiveness looks. This car is totally torched. It's totaled. Not only that, but the car next to it is also damaged. So it's not only damage to her ex-boyfriend's car, it's damage to her neighbor's or his neighbor's car. It's demolished. It's totally a wreck. I hope he has full coverage. This is what forgiveness looks like. I just threw this picture in because I thought it was hilarious. They said this is a snapshot. She burned her whole eyebrows off. That's hilarious to me. But this is the hill I want to put my flag on. The fact that she's a mother of a 6-year-old boy, and that she's from Chicago. And I can totally tell you that this is a lot of where the Chicago violence comes from. As a man, you're taught to measure twice and cut once. As a man, you're taught restraint. Don't hit people. Don't, whenever people do something to you, turn the other cheek. All type of Christian value stuff, right? But then you're raised with people with absolutely no self-control, no sense of accountability, no respect for other people or other people's things. So it doesn't matter what I tell you, it's what I show you. And what Miss Kelly Hayes is showing her son is you can be as violent and volatile as you want to be. It doesn't matter. Only thing that matters is your feelings. Now, she is a symptomatic of just liberals in general. So I'm not piling it up. This is the story. She is the story. But it's the story of liberals in general. It doesn't matter. Most black women are liberal. Most. So you can add that, but most blacks are liberals. And then even talked about the white liberals, you got Antifa and things like that during the riots were burning businesses and actually doing blackface to do crimes. Liberals in general are the most destructive, self-destructive, self-hating people on earth, right? They just are. They just are. I'm going to tell you a personal story. And this just happened, today. So my mother gets robbed. And I don't feel bad for her. As I always tell you guys, 90% of protection is prevention. So during the course of everything that's happening to her, I'm telling her, don't do this, don't do that, don't invite people, don't accept those terms. And because not only is she my mother, and you're always your mother's child, but she's also a liberal, queen of the liberals, queen of the toddlers. She ignores everything that I say, everything, over the course of an entire day. And bad things befell her the entire day. From people trying to switch her electricity company so they can steal her bill, siphon it to somewhere else, to people she was trying to sell something that she it was like it okay for us guys that are slightly computer savvy, computer literate. It's no different than doing what's it called, swap up. You know those websites where you meet people, or like Craigslist, when you meet somebody you don't know and you sell your goods. You know what I'm saying? So she tried to do that, but she did do a referral. So a friend referred another motherfucker she's never met, and she was like, well, I'm gonna invite him to the house. Don't invite strangers to your house. Meet them somewhere. She didn't listen. I'm gonna invite him in the house. So she gives them her wares, and then they ask for some goofy shit like, can I get a band-aid or some stupid ass shit. And when she turns around, they run off with her stuff, and she's very distraught. And I'm like, who handles business and doesn't get the money with the exchange of the good or service? Like, people take advantage of old people. Okay, people take advantage, but people take advantage of goofies, because there's no way in the world I would have put myself in that position. And I didn't feel bad, because even after that, when she was like, well, I asked you to stop by and do it for me, and I'm like, no, because everything I told you up to that on how to set up the deal, you didn't do. So since you didn't listen to anything I said, the result is the result. And I feel bad that they got you for $300, that they took your stuff, but you wouldn't listen to me anyway, which means you wouldn't have listened to me in front of strangers, which means it could have actually been worse, because I wasn't going, and you don't know if these people had a pistol or nothing. You invite them in your crib, you don't know these people. And that's what it comes down to. It comes down to liberals liberaling. Toddlers gonna toddle. So toddlers tolerant, liberals liberaling. So you got a liberal toddler, and this is what they do. They destroy everything they touch. Every fucking thing they touch. If they touch ice, they'll melt it. Like, oh my God, I didn't know you wanted ice. I thought maybe... Look, they destroy everything they touch, and then they turn around and cry victim. They destroy everything they touch, and then they say, well, look, we need to be protected. Protected from what? Yourself? You need a straitjacket. That's the protection you need. I'll probably do a video later on today about what Chicago's going through as far as the feds coming to Chicago. But this is why they're coming. They're coming because there's so many emotional thugs who never got a hug, who never learned how to manage their emotions, who never learned how to resolve conflict, because they're raised by these young liberal domestic terrorists. And one of the things, and I'll touch on this more when I do that video, but one of the things that's really been pressing me since I found out the feds were coming to Chicago, and with this right here, is when people ask me, how can we solve this problem, I always say, change custody laws. And people always say, change custody laws? What does it have to do with violence? And I say, yo, 90% of all violent criminals come from single mother homes. And when they start talking about how to correct things, they always talk about lengthening out the school day, more psychiatrists, more psychologists, more social workers, more police, more money for after school programs, more money for activists who want to go into the community and protect a community of single moms from her neighbor's sons, while their neighbors are trying to protect themselves from her son. And what never comes in the equation is, yo, get shorty to their dad. These liberals keep putting the onus of leadership on women, and women cannot lead, because you can't lead without personal accountability. Because a leader is accountable for everyone. When you are a leader, you are not the boss. I tell people all the time, as a boss, that means you're everyone's servant. You're the employee's servant. You're the customer servant. You're the Fed servant, because if you don't pay your taxes, guess who you'll be? To be a leader means that you are the ultimate servant. And when you're self-serving, you are not equipped to lead. It's just impossible. So I want to see what happens with this case, though. I mean, I'm pretty sure just because of the 6-year-old son, and I'm a single mom. And the funny thing is, she blew up her ex-boyfriend's car, but her ex-boyfriend was not her child's father. So she's been terrorizing every man and ending up alone in every situation and blaming everybody else and doing stuff like this, and then wondering why everything's going wrong with her, while her public persona, her social media and social persona, is a God-fearing, man-loving woman with forgiveness in her heart. I need to do a podcast about online dating too, because none of this shit is as advertised when you get it. You know what I'm saying? None of this. This bizarro world. Anyway, I'm gonna shut this one down, man. Like and subscribe and share the videos, bro. We're trying to go on this tour, this tribal tour. We're gonna put this together, man, so we can create a structure that works for us, not the structure that the liberals petition the government to fund and enforce. Something that works for us. So we're gonna strictly tribe up and start our own little small town somewhere that we can be functional, you know, for ourselves and for our kids. You know what I'm saying? Because they deserve better than kicking the can down the road and saying the next generation to handle it. Let's just handle it. It's nothing, man. It just costs a couple $. You know what I'm saying? Choke out a couple people. It's nothing. Anyway, so I need 1,000. I need 1,000 subs, man, so we can go on tour. So they'll sponsor the tour for us. So look out for your boy. Like and subscribe. Love each other as you love yourself. Feed the pack.